Hi everyone. I wanted to make a quick video just to reassure you all during this stressful time. I'm so sorry I'm not able to come out to any appointments at the moment. Please believe me, it's the last thing I want. But I can help from afar. If you have any questions or anything you want to run by me, or if you just need to talk, please get in touch. I can't come out and see you right now, but I am here and I can help you. In this video, I'm going to discuss a few things that you can be doing at home just to keep on top of your pet's coat until the next appointment, whenever that may be. This isn't meant to be pressure. I'm just literally trying to help you get through and make the best of this time so that when appointments are available again, you won't be desperate, which, let's be honest, it is stressful. So I am here. All the products mentioned in this video, I'm going to link below. I'm also going to give you options, so if you can't get to a shop or you can't shop online, things that you can be using that you probably already have around the house just to maintain your pet's coat. Let's get started. The most important thing that you could be doing right now is brushing your pet. And I know I say this so many times, but it really is important right now. For those of you that usually get really regular haircuts for your pets, I know it's going to be stressful. Their hair is going to keep growing. We're coming into spring, which is traditionally the time when they get naughty. They suddenly go into overdrive. It's spring, my hair's going to grow really long. Don't worry, your pet's not going to get sick if their hair gets long. It's inconvenient. They may get hot, but there are things we can do about that while not getting a haircut. So please don't worry. One of those important things that will actually keep them cooler is brushing, because by brushing what you're doing is you're removing the dead hair. So imagine that they're wearing like a duvet underneath the coat. What you're doing is you're slowly removing that duvet. That's the dead hair that just kind of clings unless it's removed. Now most pets lick and wash themselves anyway, and they do this. That's where hairballs come from. But if you're regularly brushing your pet, you're helping them, you're maintaining the coat, you're stopping it from getting tangly. And this means that you could go weeks before needing to get, ideally, a haircut. Hopefully it won't be that long, but we don't know. Now, the reason I'm waving this brush around is because I would recommend getting a slicker brush. Now, when I say slicker brush, this is a slicker brush. As you can see, it's got the individual little prongs. It looks scary. It's not going to hurt your pet. The reason I love these brushes is because they get right down to the skin, and that is how you need to be brushing your pet. You need to part the coat so that you can see the skin as if you were applying a flea treatment, and then brush. You want to brush all over your pet, not just the areas they let you, or that you can think, oh, I've done the back, that's fine. No, we really need to be focusing on all over our pets now. What you want to do is ideally start at the head and work to the tail. If you go the other way, you're more likely to be bringing sort of bacteria and things towards the face, which can cause illness. I'm not trying to freak anybody out here. Brush what you can brush and do it as regularly as you can. But in an ideal world, you want to work from head to tail. And yes, it's going to be the areas they don't like that need attention too. So we're talking tails, ears. Sorry if you can hear snoring. Daisy's snoring next to me. What was I saying? Armpits, tummies. Yes, they don't like it. I understand. But the reason they don't like it is because it sometimes hurts, because they've already got knots forming in these areas. So if your pet doesn't have knots already, you want to keep doing this every day because it will stop the knots forming. It'll also get them used to the process. It's a great way of spending some time with them right now. And if you're struggling and you have little ones around, get them involved. Get the kids to brush the pets, like they can do it. It might be a good sort of habit to get them used to as well. Once a day, we're going to sit down, whether we're watching a movie or whatever, and we're going to brush the animals. It's a great habit to get used to, and at the moment it's crucial to maintain your pet's coat. So please get a brush. If you can't get a slicker brush, it's fine. Don't panic, you can use a human brush. I'm sure somewhere in your house there's a brush that will substitute until you can get a brush. So yeah, really no excuse not to be brushing. And remember, I know I sound like I'm preaching, I now have 3 cats and a dog here that I'm also having to brush, so I'm one of you. Please, 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 we're all in this together. You can do it. The next thing I'd like to mention is wipes. Now you can get just some basic pet safe wipes. You could use baby wipes if you're not able to get pet ones. You can use tissue, you can use loo roll if you have any and want to use it. You can also use a cloth, just dampens in some water. Now what you need these for is to maintain the face of your pets, whether it's a cat or a dog. You want to be aiming for eyes and mouths. Obviously we know what happens with mouths. They eat, they get dribbly, they smell. A wipe will just neutralise any odours and just remove any bacteria that forms. Eyes, you want to make sure you're keeping them clean and clear. Now pets do get residue between their eyes. You want to be removing this, ideally daily, if not at least every other day. The reason I say this is because this can lead to infection, and eye infections are not easy to treat, and right now getting a vet appointment may be difficult. So we want to start good habits that are going to prevent problems forming, especially as we don't know how long this is going to go on for. So what you want to be doing is just wiping this away. Now ideally you want to start with the inner corner and work outwards. If you go from the other way, you're wiping any bacteria or anything into the eye. So always wipe away from the eye. And just make sure that you're clearing these bits here. This is particularly important in flat-nosed animals that have wrinkles around their eyes. So pugs, things like that. Persian cats in particular. If you see any kind of wetness or anything, make sure you're wiping it and also keeping it dry. So if you do use a wipe, make sure you're also just patting it with a dry cloth just to dry the area afterwards. The next thing I'd like to mention is dry shampoo. Now the reason I mention this is, again, we don't know how long this situation is going to go on for, and pets get stinky, let's be honest. This can be used on cats and dogs, on any age, puppies up to elderly. It just neutralises any odours. It maintains the coat. It's got oils in it that will help just keep the coat healthy. If you're regularly brushing, then it will help distribute it throughout the coat. You only need a little bit. You don't have to do this every day. You don't have to do this at all. It's not essential. But if you're struggling, you know, we can smell our pets sometimes if they're a little bit stinky. Just get yourself some dry shampoo. There's lots of different types, different scents. I like this one because it's got a very mild smell, because some pets don't like feeling or smelling perfumey. All this one is, it's a foam, so I'll show you. It just foams up in your hand, and you basically just rub it between your hands, rub it over their coat, get as much as you can all over them, down to the skin again. Rub it in really well and leave it. It will air dry within minutes. It's safe to use, you know, around children and things. Don't worry, it's not like, oh, I can't touch the dog for however long until it dries. It's perfectly safe. You can use it when you're applying a flea treatment. If you've applied a flea treatment, it doesn't affect anything like that, and it's perfectly, like I say, safe to use. Don't use it every day. You won't need to. Think of it as just a refresher, like you would do for your own hair if you couldn't wash it. Again, I'll leave this linked below. I think it's a really good idea just having some in an emergency. If your pet's got an upset stomach and you know you can't clean them properly, this will be really helpful for you. So have a think and definitely get some. The last thing that I'd like to mention is perhaps getting your hands on a spritz. This is the one I use at the end of my appointments for the customers that obviously can have it. It's just a nice perfumey spray. If you're struggling with the sort of doggy, animal-y smells in the house, and you're not able to bath your pet yourself, which, let's be honest, not all of us are able to, that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. But it's a coat conditioner basically, so it has other purposes than just smelling nice. It's safe to use. It's not going to cause any problems, providing your pet doesn't have an existing skin problem. It's paraben free, it's soap free. You can use it if you have recently or you're about to administer a flea treatment. So don't worry, I can't use it because I've just fleed the dog. That's fine. And please continue to do that. Please keep your pets up to date on their flea and worming treatments. But this will just give a couple of days of just a nice sweeter smell if you're struggling to keep your pet smelling fresh. And again, I'll link it below. There are lots of different ones you can get. You don't have to get just this one. There are lots of different smells, but if you are missing that just groomed smell, then this is the one I use. And yeah, it might be just nice to sort of maintain while you're waiting to get another appointment. That's pretty much everything. I wouldn't recommend anybody try giving their pet a haircut. You could, there's nothing to stop you, of course. There are grooming kits online. The reason I don't recommend it is it's not easy. And I think if you have a go, you'll realise, yes, this is tough. It's just not necessary if you maintain the coat in the meantime by brushing, all the things I've mentioned. You can get through this period without having to cut your pet's hair yourself. Which is why I haven't mentioned anything like clippers or scissors in this video, even nail trimmers. If you can't get your pet's nails trimmed during this period, it's not going to make them sick. They will be okay. The worst that could happen is that their nails get long, they might pull on the carpet. You know, it's inconvenient, it can be slightly uncomfortable for them, but it's not a life and death situation. And I think at the moment we need to focus on that. It's tricky times for us and them. We're trying to make them comfortable. The biggest thing I can say to you right now is we're all stuck in this situation. We're all in it together. And it's a great time to be spending time at home, making home a really nice place to be, and spending time with the people and the animals that we love. So if you can't take anything else away from this video, other than brushing your pet, please, 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 just remember you're not alone and that your animals are there to love you, and spending time with them right now is the best thing you can do for you and them. I will be back to work as soon as I can, I promise. I miss you all so much already, and I will continue to until I see you all again soon. And don't forget, I am here, and I do mean that. Please get in touch if you have anything you need to ask me or you just want to chat. See you soon and keep well. Bye.